Chapter 23. And in the 7th year Jehoiada strengthened himself, and took the captains of hundreds, Azariah the son of Jeroham, and Yishmael the son of Jehohanan, and Azariah the son of Oded, and Maasheiah the son of Adaiah, and Elishaphat the son of Zichri, into a covenant with him. And they went about in Yehudah, and gathered the Levim out of all the cities of Yehudah, and the heads of fathers' houses of Yisrael, and they came to Jerusalem. And all the assembly made a covenant with the king in the house of God. And he said to them, Behold, the king's son shall reign, as Yahweh hath spoken concerning the sons of David. This is the thing that ye shall do. A third part of you that come in on the Shabbat of the priests and of the Levim shall be porters of the thresholds, and a third part shall be at the king's house, and a third part at the gate of the foundation, and all the people shall be in the courts of the house of Yahweh. But let none come into the house of Yahweh except the priests, and they that serve of the Levim. They shall come in, for they are holy. But all the people shall keep the charge of Yahweh, and the Levim shall compass the king round about, every man with his weapons in his hand. And whosoever cometh into the house, let him be slain. And be ye with the king when he cometh in, and when he goeth out. So the Levim and all Yehudah did according to all that Jehoiada the priest commanded, and they took every man his men, those that were to come in on the Shabbat, with those that were to go out on the Shabbat. For Jehoiada the priest dismissed not the courses. And Jehoiada the priest delivered to the captains of hundreds the spears and bucklers and shields that had been King David's, which were in the house of God. And he set all the people, every man with his weapon in his hand, from the right side of the house to the left side of the house, along by the altar and the house, by the king round about. Then they brought out the king's son, and put the crown upon him, and gave him the testimony, and made him king. And Jehoiada and his sons anointed him, and they said, Long live the king! And when Ataliyahu heard the noise of the people running and praising the king, she came to the people into the house of Yahweh. And she looked, and behold, the king stood by his pillar at the entrance, and the captains and the trumpets by the king, and all the people of the land rejoiced and blew trumpets. The singers also played on instruments of music, and led the singing of praise. Then Athaliah rent her clothes and said, Treason! Treason! And Jehoiada the priest brought out the captains of hundreds that were set over the host, and said to them, Have her forth between the ranks, and whoso followeth her, let him be slain with the sword. For the priest said, Slay her not in the house of Yahweh. So they made way for her, and she went to the entrance of the horse gate to the king's house, and they slew her there. And Jehoiada made a covenant between himself and all the people and the king, that they should be Yahweh's people. And all the people went to the house of Baal, and broke it down, and broke his altars and his images in pieces, and slew Mattan the priest of Baal before the altars. And Jehoiada appointed officers of the house of Yahweh under the hand of the priests, the Leviim, whom David had distributed in the house of Yahweh to offer the ascending offerings of Yahweh, as it is written in the law of Moshe, with rejoicing and with singing, according to the order of David. And he set the porters at the gates of the house of Yahweh, that none that was unclean in anything should enter in. And he took the captains of hundreds, and the nobles, and the governors of the people, and all the people of the land, and brought down the king from the house of Yahweh. And they came through the upper gate to the king's house, and set the king upon the throne of the kingdom. So all the people of the land rejoiced, and the city was quiet, and Athaliahu they had slain with the sword. Here endeth 2 Chronicles chapter 23.